anything other than YouTube.
Yeah.
And you're losing more and more access to community while we're losing rights. So I just don't see the grift as working. I see it 5-10 years from now, you're going to be in the same position Candace Owens is in.
I mean, I wouldn't be proud of racist and bigots following me on social media.
Hell no.
I mean, but if you got a large following,
Right.
and again, this is an opinionated show, so it is what it is. But this is one of my favorites.
Yes.
Yeah, this one.
Can we please ban Blossom from these debates? Bring no value. All she does is play victim.
I bring a lot of value. Okay, let's be very clear. All right. No, banning me from debates, like what for? You know what I mean? I think trans debates are really popular.
Yeah.
I think people don't realize that trans debates are a hit. People don't see that people will really watch us go back and forth over trans issues and trans politics.
Yeah.
And it's kind of growing. And, I told you this literally the other day over the phone. I was just like, I kind of wish they bring up your name a little bit more because they typically bring up Blair, White, Buck Angel, and then myself. They group us all in this thing or whatever, where it's like I'm on this side and they're on that side, which I'm actually okay with. That's fine if we have different political views or whatever. But I kind of wish they would bring more of your name in it or whatnot. Because, we're kind of building this whole thing around just trans politics and it's just growing. Yeah, trans politics may have already been there, but we're kind of becoming the faces of them. And it's like, whether y'all like me or not, or what I have to say or not, you can't help but to admit I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm visible in that way. And the thing is, it's not that I can't respect other people's different point of views. This is not about having a different point of view. It's about people lying, people not getting the chance to explain their side because people want to call me a liar about things and show these receipts on me, a certain conservative woman. But this fool was on her platform a few years ago talking about the white section on Netflix. And she's a biracial girl. Today she wants to be biracial. The other day she wants to be black or whatever like that. And so it's like, girl, shut up. Have several seats and shut up. But I don't mind having different point of views. It's not even the fact that these trans conservatives are conservative or whatever. It's like, y'all have to lie to build up this infatuation. You know what I'm saying? That I'm just such a horrible person. And I've just learned to come to this place where I don't really care. I don't have that time to care about that.
That's the power. And they do not like that.
They don't like that.
They do not like that.
I don't
have
care.
Confidence in that, in the same way. Let's say a white man walks into a space mediocrely and just, has that ego about himself.
Yeah.
How dare you have a positive view of yourself and
like myself as a black person.
It's like you're supposed to put yourself in this position of oh, I'm sad, I'm this, I'm that. We can fight back. And we even deal with that even on both sides. Let's be fucking for real. Part of the reason why a lot of people even don't pull me into narratives, because I don't give the clean-cut Democratic look either. I don't give that. I give you straight talk. I'm not going to give you the filters and the bullshit. I'm going to give you exactly how I feel in a way that I feel a lot of Democrats don't do, AOC pussyfooting around about stuff when we really need to be serious because we've got serious laws happening. We got serious things happening. And now is not the time to play politics in the way that folks have within even our own community because there's comments on here from folks that are saying, I'm liberal, but I agree with Blair. What do you agree with?
Let's talk about that. Let's unpack that because you're not really liberal.
Yeah.
If you agree with Blair White on her stance, by especially saying that non-binary people are not a part of the trans community. You're gaslighting, you're transphobic, you're anti-black. Let's call you what you really are, and you're trying to mask it as being liberal. Yep. That's not what being liberal and being progressive is all about.
It's I'm not racist, I have black friends.
Yeah.
It's the same energy.
But it's always the non-black folk, the non-POC folks that have that problem. Yeah. But then it's just like, well, y'all don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Y'all just sit behind YouTube. Literally behind YouTube, and you don't get anywhere. I don't see that girl on Fox News somewhere. I don't see her.
Well, she's been banned, actually.
Yeah. Oh, she's been banned. Wonderful.
Yeah.
But it's just like, you want to be you want to create this space that's so controversial, but I don't think y'all know what controversial really is.
Yeah.
You really don't.
Yeah.
And it's shockingly amazing to me that I am the awakener of anti-Blackness in the trans community.
Which it is such a, it's systematic, because what goes on in the trans community is the same thing that went on in the gay community. You know, if you talk to a gay Black man and what he's experienced, especially the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and etc., you didn't see the representation anywhere.
No.
You saw one drop of them here and there through a photo, when majority of it was white men, affluent. Now that same effect goes on with our trans community, because there are trans women that are problematic as hell, that have all this money, all this access, and you would think would have this experience, but they don't. And I'm not just talking about Caitlyn Jenner. I'm talking about there are locals. There are folks that you would think, hey, you've been through a lot. How could you not see the plight of a Black woman and what she's been through, and not see that everything you've been through as a white woman? I want you to ask yourself this question. Would your life have been easier if you were Black, or is it easier because you're white? And people do not understand this. And this is something even I struggled on, because back in the day, and let's have this real conversation, because I will say this, there was an opinion, because of the way that I grew up as a street kid, when you would say, oh, I don't see color. That used to be, and this is a conversation that's messed up, because for the longest time, I thought when I would say, I don't see color, it was a respect thing. It was, I see you as a human. I see your soul. That. I don't see any of the frills. I don't like, and especially because I'm spiritual, I see your soul. Your soul doesn't have a color. And that's how I operated. But at the same time, because of the silos that I grew up in as a white person, and not knowing the effect of that language and how that actually erases other folks' experience by saying, hey, well, I don't see your color. Well, then you don't see my struggle. You don't see my pain. Ooh, you don't see me. And when I actually understood that and had to unpack that, and that was something your friend Ashley Marie Preston had to kind of call me in on that. And I made that mistake because I was dumb, young, and 20. And I was like, hey, I've been through homeless. I've been this, I've been that, I've been this. And I think even Blair's got like a rough past. You know what I mean? Even Buck's got a rough past.
We all have a rough past.
A lot of people have a rough past. But the thing that I'm asking for you as a white person, and it's something that I have learned to shift in that space, is, would your life have been easier if you were Black? And if you know that answer is no so quickly, then those are the anti-Blackness moments that we are trying to cultivate and actually talk about. Because anti-Blackness is not, fuck you, you're Black. It's, I'm going to take this opportunity away from you because I don't quite think you could handle it. You know, it's these nuanced ways that if you're not Black, you can't recognize it. Just like, you know, if you're not a trans man and something offensive is said about trans men, you're not going to hear it. I'm going to hear it.
Yeah, but her comment is stupid to me, because it's like she brings no value. Girl, what are you talking about? I brought a lot, which is why y'all are upset at the things that I've said. So how can you say I don't bring any value? You morons. Child. Let me just be like, y'all act like morons in the comment section, because it's like, I brought a lot. And I talked about a lot. It would have been a great debate if what's her face wasn't all lying and trying to beat the PR and stunting and all of this other stuff or whatever like that. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's crazy.
I think your homegirl you're rooting for didn't bring anything or value.
She had no value.
I think what she brought was hair flips and insults. You know, if we chase down each and every one of her statements, and we break it down, it falls flat.
I think all the trans conservatives' points fall flat, to be quite honest with you. I didn't see
especially Andrew, like that's another thing. And to speak on me looking down at the floor, the way Andrew talked to me was disturbing. And he only did that because he knew that he was not on the street with me. He would never have said that to my face with me. He took advantage and exploited the fact that there was cameras. We were on set. We all had to be professional. And he had to sit there and take little jabs at me because guess what? Andrew and I also were not the same type of trans man. Let's be fucking for real on that. I lived a completely different experience than Andrew lived, and will always live a different experience because I was a bigger bodied person. And that is something that trans women also experience. And that is why I always fight for trans women, is because my childhood was basically a lot of the same discrimination that trans women face as adults. It's your hands are too big. You don't fit into this. You don't fit into that. You don't da-da-da-da-da. Everything, I can tell you my childhood is almost a reflection of exactly how trans women were treated. And I was even perceived as a trans woman in that sense because I was too butch to be a woman. I was too big to be a woman. I was this, I was that. Luckily, I was able to discover myself, find myself, and genetically, as a trans guy, I actually see it as a blessing now. As a child, I used to hate it. I was like, what the hell? Why'd you pick me? But now I'm like, hey, I'm 6 foot tall and I got a big foot. And it worked out for me.
Yeah.
But that struggle that I felt with as a child, I see that trans women have to carry that pain as an adult.
We do. We do. And being Black is power. Being Black is beautiful. I love being Black.